split stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and to make the suffering we do on the floor a little bit more fun, a little bit easier. I know the lighting is kind of spooky. It's just I need to light up the space. It's a little bit dark. D says it's time. It is time. I'm about to start. I'm just trying to find a reasonable place to place this thing so that I don't look like a scary ghost. Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna have to leave it here temporarily. What happens if I leave it right here? Is that okay? All right, let's get started. There are a couple people in already. All right, let's begin. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering that we do on the floor every single day a little bit more fun. A little less awful, a little less just suffering for the sake of suffering. All right. So if you like that, if you like hip mobility, you like side splits, you want to practice consistency a little bit more, we go live every day at 9 p.m. And you should hit follow, you should hit subscribe, and keep coming back. Usually, we get a couple hundred people over on TikTok, a couple dozen people over on YouTube over the course of the live. And feel free to introduce yourself, say hi. There's a bunch of other people here who are coming in for the first time a little bit confused. I try my best to explain as much stuff as I go so that anybody hopping in can just jump right in and feel comfortable. All right. That means for the rest of you, you might have to listen to some explanation, and you might not need it. But if you don't need it, feel free to focus on the stretch. Take a couple extra seconds, breathe a little bit more, relax a little bit more intensely. That seems contradictory. Relax more intensely, and have fun. All right, let's go. We're starting with our warm-up exercises. The first thing that we're going to do is the hip cars, and they look like this. We're going to lift our knee as high as we can, directly in front. From here, we're going to open up that leg to the side. Keep this hip in the same spot as much as possible. Limit the movement, but open up this leg out as far as you can. Then, see if you can lift that knee just a little bit higher. All right? From here, we're rotating the leg. Rotate, 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 rotate. So that the knee, which was pointing up before, starts going pointing this way. The knee is pointing forward. And keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until the knee is starting to point down into the ground and the ankle is coming up. From here, when you're just about to get that hamstring cramp right here, bring the leg down and back behind you, flex the hamstring, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the hip flexor, and that is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Then we're going to reverse the whole thing, do 10 more on the left, 10 more on the right. You ready? Let's go. Stand up nice and straight. Keep that core nice and tight. And we're ready to begin. I'm going to do this at a slight angle so I don't kick this thing. And hopefully makes it easy enough to follow along. Cool. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Three high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. I think that's six. If you need help, you need a little bit of assistance, hold on to something for balance. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven high knee. Keep on lifting. Bring that knee high, 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 high. Open up the leg wide. Bring the ankle up. Down and back. That's eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That is 10. Whew. Your legs are feeling a little bit tired, feeling a little bit stiff, and they're just barely warming up. Don't worry. That's totally normal. That's our first warm-up exercise. We got more coming. Let's go. Other leg. I'm going to cheat a little bit this way so that I don't kick the bench again. Let's go. Stand up straight. Keep the core tight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's one high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five high knee. Open. Ankle up. down and back, that's 6, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 7, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 8, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 9, high knee, last one, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 10. Whew. That is our warm up going forwards. We're going to pause for a second, we're going to breathe, and then we're going to go in reverse. All right? I'm going to take a quick look at the comments. Adam on YouTube says, "Let's go. I'm already regretting, but I'm committed." Hey, don't worry about it. Gloria says, "You're chopped." I wonder if that's because my head is getting chopped off because the camera angle is a little bit funky, but I'm going to try my best to pay attention a little bit more while I move. Cool? All right, let's go in reverse. We had a couple seconds to relax from that. Hopefully your hamstrings are not too crampy right now. Let's go in reverse. When we go in reverse, the movements are basically the same. We're going to bring this leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel the stretch right here in the front of your hip. All right. This is the first part of that movement. A lot of the time, when you get a little excited, you start going whoosh and throwing that leg real far back. All right. Don't do that. Focus on just feeling the stretch right here in the front of the hip. Your leg only needs to go back a little bit for that to start. If you go really far back, it's usually not coming from the hip, it's coming from the low back. You can see this arch right here, and I can lift higher and you can see it's even more arch, right? You don't need that arch. That doesn't actually make your hips more mobile. It just puts pressure in your back. For most of us, our backs don't need that kind of pressure, so don't do that. One of the ways you can prevent it is by intentionally not bringing your legs super far back, right? If you're going like this, you've gone too far. The other thing you can do is keep your core really, really, really tight. All right? That's it. That's all you got. Let's go. We're starting to do the reversals. Let's do it. Stand up straight. Core tight. Leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Lift that leg to the side as high as you can. Rotate so the knee comes down and the ankle comes up. Then, after a second here, rotate some more. Bring the ankle all the way down. Bring the knee all the way up. And then bring that leg forward. That's one rep. I'm going to do it one or two really close to you, facing you, so it's easier to mirror. All right? We're going to bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Lift to the side. Rotate the ankle up. Rotate the ankle down. Bring the knee forward. That's two. Oh, I'm off balance. Again, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's three. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's four. Oh, if you're just joining in for the first time, you're like, what are these crazy things? I'm so off balance. Feel free to hold on to a wall. All right. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's five. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's six. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's seven. Three more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's eight. Two more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's nine. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know what's going on today, but this leg, the balancing leg, is very tired. Take a quick breath, relax, and we're going to jump into our final set of hip curls. One last leg. Let's do this. All right, let's go. Stay up nice and straight. Keep that core nice and tight. We're bringing the leg back first. Remember, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel the stretch right here. It's not coming from the low back. We're not doing this. We're just feeling it right here at the hip. All right. Lift to the side. Rotate the ankle up. Rotate the ankle down. And bring the knee forward. There's one rep. We're going to count it this time. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's two. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's three. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's four. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's five. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's six. back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 7, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 8, 2 more, okay, 2 more, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 9, last one, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, oh man, those are our hip CARs. CARs, by the way, stands for controlled, articulated rotations. By the end, you probably won't have that much control. You'll probably get a little tired, your balance is a little shaky, and that's okay. The goal here is to focus on trying your very best to lift as high as you can, open as wide as you can, rotate as much as you can using your own muscle power so that you build up strength and mobility at the same time. All right? I'm going to crawl over and take a quick look. A whole bunch of comments are coming in. Eduardo, welcome back. It's good to see you. Okay, that is our first warm up exercise. We're going to get into number 2. It's a little bit more chill, it's a little bit easier. What we're going to do is called elephant walks. This is how we set up. We're going to fold at the hips and get into this L shape. If you're a little less flexible and you're stuck a little higher up, that's absolutely okay. That's fine. Just try your best to relax. If you have low back pain, especially if your back is always tight, relax. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And let that body drape for a couple of seconds. Now, once you've been here for a little bit, you're starting to feel your hamstrings get more and more intense. It's time to add some movement. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold our belly button down towards the legs. We're going to switch back and forth. Bend, 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 bend. Keep going. Keep on switching back and forth. Other than in the hamstrings, you might be feeling this here in your glutes. That is because your hamstrings become tendons and the bottom of your hamstrings connect to the bottom of your pelvis. When you're folded over like this, the bottom of your pelvis is like right here where your butt is. All right? Keep on going. Couple more seconds. If these have gotten a little easier for you, focus on bringing the belly button a little bit more folded, a little deeper into the stretch, and keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Oh, come on back into standing, and that is our second warm-up exercise. Oh, breathe, catch your breath, grab a sip of water. And we're going to talk about warm-up exercise number 3. For number 3, what we're doing is called thoracic rotation. It is rotating your thoracic spine. The thoracic spine is between your neck and your low back. It's designed to move really well, left to right, forward, back, and twist. So we're going to do some rotations, try to get it to move a little bit better so you can do cool stuff. And it looks a little bit like this. We're going to get back into that same position we were just in. This leg is bent, this leg is straight, belly button is folded down towards the ground, like so. All right. The arm from the bent leg side, this side, is going to reach across to the straight leg side. We're going to push against it to help open up our chest. I want you to stick the other hand up into the air. I want you to rotate your neck to look at that hand, and I want you to try your best to reach that hand as far back as you can. When you reach, I want you to breathe. On the inhale, see where you can go. On the exhale, try to reach even further. I'll demonstrate. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And that is half a rep. We gotta do the other side before we're done with one. All right, we're gonna do 5 of these in total. Take your time, take it nice and slow, be gentle with yourself, and if I'm going fast at any point, don't worry, I explain a lot of stuff. You'll have plenty of time to catch up. Just take it at your own pace. All right, other side. This leg is bent, this leg is straight, this bent arm is pushing off the straight leg to help open. Arm is reaching straight up into the sky, neck is rotated, reach a little further back. Exhale and reach. Exhale and reach. That is 1 rep. We got 4 more. Bent leg, bent arm, straight leg, across, open. Breathe. Ah, other side. Bent leg, bent arm, straight leg, reach, open, breathe. That is 2 reps. We got 3 more. Again, take your time, no rush. Bent leg, bent arm, straight leg, and across. Reach, hands up, neck is rotated, breathe. And reach on the exhale. That's 3. Other side. That's 3. 2 more. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, straight leg, open. Use that hand to reach over your shoulder. Rotate the neck, look at that hand. Breathe and reach. Ah, other side. Bent leg, bent arm, straight leg. Open, 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 open. Exhale and reach. That is 4. Final rep. One last one. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, straight leg, open. That's 5. And 5. Whew. Come on back into standing. Do a little dance. Shake. Get smooth with it. And loosen up that spine. That is a third warm-up exercise. We're going to move on into the fourth one. Keep on moving, keep on shaking, keep on dancing. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then you can jump in a little bit. All right. The fourth move is a Cossack switch, and it looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs pretty wide. We're going to drop into a squat, a deep squat on one side. This other leg is basically doing a side split. All right. From here, we're going to move our butts over to the other side. We're going to hang out as low as we can. We're going to breathe, exhale, and try to sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Then we're going to come back. And we're going to exhale and reach a little bit deeper in that stretch again. All right. This is not going to be easy for your ankles, your knees, or your hips. That's why we're going to warm up with some pre-stretches before our warm-up exercise. All right. What I want you to do is, from a standing position, pop into a little bit of a squat. From the side, I want you to notice that your heels are off the ground, your knees are pointing forward, and your chest is coming down towards your knees. All right. You can imagine you're hugging yourself into a little canyon ball, and I want you to chill here for a little bit. Breathe. Relax. Breathe. Relax. What we're doing right now is focusing on stretching out that Achilles tendon, folding at the ankle, getting to a deep stretch there. We're focusing on bringing our belly button and our chest down to our knees, getting nice and compressed here, and whatever amount of knee stability is needed to keep this position from falling apart. All right. From here, take a second to add a little bit of movement. Push one knee forward, the other knee forward, the knee forward, the other knee forward, and just a little gentle movement, a little gentle dance, and shake out your body, get loose. All right. From here, if you want, you can try to push one leg out to the side, push the other leg out to the side. We're just trying to warm up the joints and the muscles so that when you start moving from side to side, your joints have had a little bit of preparation. All right, it's time. Let's do this. Let's begin. We're going to stick our hands straight down into the ground, like so. From here, we're going to extend one leg out to the side. You can do heels down, toes up. It's not that important right now, but it might be most comfortable if you just keep that heel down and point the toes up. Next, we're dropping this heel down on the ground. This is important because having the foot down helps you stay a little bit more stable. And because we're going to be moving a lot, we want stability is very important. From here, I want you to get as low as you can into this squat position. If you're brand new to the movement, you're not quite mobile yet, that's okay if you're up here. We're going to move to the side and be hanging out up here. If you're a little bit more flexible, you can get a little bit deeper. Great. If you are super flexible, you can get really deep. Awesome. From here, like I was showing, our job is to get our butts over to the other side. You got options. If you want, you can put your hands down, give yourself a little bit of support, walk your body over to the other side, and get there. Breathe. Sink into that stretch and try to come back. Same thing. Breathe. Sink into that stretch. If you're a little bit higher up, you might not need to use your hands. You might need to use your hands. Whatever it is that you need, go ahead and add it in. Okay? It might be helpful for you if you have a coffee table right in front, so you can use the coffee table to walk your hands across if you are a little bit higher up off the ground. All right? That's it. That's all you need to know. We're doing 10 reps of these. I'll count all that stuff as one, so we got 9 more. All right? Get low. Use your hands. Give yourself a little bit of help. Other side. Breathe. Squish. 2. Come back. Breathe. Squish. 2. Keep going. One side. Other side. That's number 3. Again, using your hands for support if you need it. Coming across, sitting into that stretch, breathing. Coming back over, sitting into that stretch, breathing. If you're a little bit higher up, it might look like this. 5. And 5. And I want you to keep going, keep working on those. If you don't need your hands anymore, that's fine. You don't have to use your hands. If you need more of a challenge, you can try and sit up a little bit straighter. Extend your arms out in front and keep going. I believe this is 6. And let's go ahead and hit number 7. At this point, if you're feeling a little bit of achiness in the inside of your knee, because this position right here is a little bit difficult for you, you can focus on coming up, coming across, coming down, and then coming up, coming across, coming down to help take some of the pressure off the inside of your knee and make your thigh muscles work a little bit harder as you come up instead. All right? That's 9. Up, across, down. Finally, this is number 10, our last one. Do whatever you want. Try them all out, hopefully at some point, but do whatever you want. Let's go. Keep that butt low. Ooh, come across. Sink into it. And come on back. Sink into it. That is 10 Cossack switches. And with that, we are done with our warm-ups. All right? If you have never been on this live before and you're like, that's just the warm ups, are you crazy? Don't worry, this is a stretching show. We are doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. Number one reason for this is because we practice consistency. We do this every night at 9 p.m., which means we started 23 minutes ago. And we do this every single day to practice consistency so that we can help build a little bit of community, so we can make the suffering that we do every day on the floor a little bit more fun, a little less awful. So if you like those things, hip mobility, side splits, consistency, keep coming back 9 p.m. every single night. And if you can't, hit follow, hit subscribe, because I make other content you should watch. All right? It's time. Let's get into our 5 stretches. The first stretch is a hamstring stretch, and I recommend you go grab a little bit of cushioning for your knee to pad that knee. It can be an old shoe you don't care about, flip flops you don't care about, decorative pillow, couch cushion, dog bed, yoga mat, foam, anything that can add a little bit of protection for your knee is perfect. All right. I am going to roll out part of the yoga mat for this. All right. And that's going to be just a little bit of protection. From here, we're going to drop one knee to the ground, then we're going to drop the other knee right next to it. If your foam is big enough, have them both on the foam for now. Why don't you take a look at your hips? Notice where they're positioned. And I want you to keep them nice and square, nice and neutral for the whole stretch. I don't want you to be twisting. I don't want you to be rotating. I want you to be neutral and chilling like this for the most part. All right. Next, we're going to extend one leg out in front. We're going to focus on bringing the belly button down to touch that thigh. You probably won't be able to do it, but that is what we're trying to achieve. Okay. This is our setup. We brought the belly button down towards our thighs, and this is our starting position. I'm going to rotate so you don't have to stare at the top of my head for the whole entire stretch, and we will be ready to continue. All right? So we're in this position. Our hips are nice and square. Our whole body is pointing forward, and we're folding at the hips to bring the belly button down to the thigh. From here, we're going to feel that stretch in the hamstring, and we're going to breathe. I want you to get lazy. I want your body to relax. I want you to relax your toes, your feet, your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes, your low back. Just inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And drop a little deeper into that stretch. All right. From here, we are ready to do some inhale, exhale, fold. We're going to take it up to the next level. All right. What I want you to do is take a big inhale, breath all the way in when I say inhale, and I want you to slowly exhale afterwards. Exhale. While you exhale, I want you to focus on folding the belly button down deeper into your thigh. All right. That's the description. It's in the name. Let's do it. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Fold, 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 fold. Fold, 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 fold some more. Oh. Okay. Breathe. Relax. Try to drape your body over that leg. Relax the toes, relax the feet, relax the calves, hamstrings, glutes, low back. We're going to do one more inhale, exhale, fold. All right. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. If you're feeling some pain in the knees, some discomfort, you can give them a slight bend. That will take a bunch of pressure off and will reduce the intensity of the hamstring stretch. If you have done that, I want you to focus on bringing your belly button, your ribs, your chest down to that leg. And then after everything is touching, I want you to start focusing on straightening out that leg. That will make it so that the knee pain, the knee discomfort goes away for a little bit. And only when you've reached your maximum flexibility, when all that's left is to straighten out your leg, will you reintroduce it back. All right. You might also notice that because an angle changes or something, that the knee pain goes away. And that is awesome. Then you don't have to worry about that at all. All right. Let's go. We're holding this position for 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27. I want you to breathe. I want you to relax into the stretch. 25, 24, 23, 22. Imagine you are made of jello and you are just smooshing yourself into the floor. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our hamstring stretch. Oh, if at some point you're like, there's no way I can do that, I'm not that flexible, because you saw me in my version of the stretch. I promise all the instructions I gave are the exact same instructions I've been using since my stretch was like way up here. I have been doing this show for almost 500 days, maybe a little bit longer at this point, daily. So I've had a lot of time to get flexible and a little bit more flexible. I wouldn't even call myself that flexible in the realm of like flexibility, crazy flexibility people. But what I mean by all this is don't worry about where you're at versus where anybody else is at, especially me because you get to see me all the time. Focus mostly on trying to bring your belly button down to your thigh. Okay, that's the most important part. All right, we're gonna switch over to the leg. Oh, drop the other knee down. Take a look at your hips. Make sure they're all nice and square, and then extend the other leg out in front of you. Make sure that that leg that you just extended isn't like way up out there. Pull it back in, so your hips are back into neutral. And let's begin. Fold that belly button down to the thigh. Fold it down some more. Fold some more. And when you've reached a pretty deep spot, your hamstrings are tightening up. Relax and breathe. Relax the toes, relax the feet, relax the calves, hamstrings, glutes, and breathe. We're going to inhale, exhale, fold. All right? Inhale. Exhale and fold. Oh. Ah. Relax. We're going to do another. Inhale, exhale, fold in just a second. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your calves, relax your hamstrings, glutes, low back. Breathe. Let your body drape over that leg. If you feel like you've taken too much air in the last couple seconds, you're a little lightheaded because you've been hyperventilating because of my instructions, slow it down. And chill. All right. Inhale, exhale, fold. One last one. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. That's it. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Keep on trying to breathe. Exhale, drape that body over your leg. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our hamstring stretch. Whew. Come on up slowly back into something that resembles a comfortable position. And we're going to get into stretch number 2. My floor is a little slippery, so I'm going to sit on a yoga mat. It does not mean that you absolutely need to have a yoga mat. For the most part, if you have a wall behind you, you should be all set to go. If your floor is very slippery, it might help to have a little bit more friction, a little bit more grip. That's what this yoga mat is for me. All right. The second stretch that we're going to do is the butterfly stretch, and it looks a little bit like this. I want you to set up so that your hips, your low back, your shoulders, your head are all against a wall. I'm not against the wall. I have this shoe cabinet bench thing, and you should just ignore that. You should set up in front of a wall. Okay. From here, I want you to bring your feet together, pull them in towards your groin, like so. Have your back rest against the wall, and we're ready to begin. The point of the butterfly stretch is to stretch out the groin muscles. The way you do that is by bringing your knees down into the ground. I want you to get stronger while you do this, so I want you to use your outer thigh muscles. I want you to use your glutes to help pull your legs down. All right? So let's do it. Outer thigh muscles, glutes, contract, contract, contract. Pull your knees down. Pull, 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 pull. If you're new to the show and you're like, what muscles is he talking about? I don't know what these are. What is happening? Don't worry. Just focus on 2 things. 1, if your knee looked like it went down just a little bit, you're probably using the right muscles. If you're feeling more of a stretch here in the groin muscles, you're probably using the right muscles, and that's great. Next, we're going to move right on. We're going to take our hands, we're going to apply a little bit of pressure just on the inside of our knees. All right? And I want you to push your arms straight down towards the ground. That should make the stretch way more intense. Remember to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Push. You'll be able to push harder than your body will want you to go. Okay, so you don't have to push that hard. You don't have to go crazy. Just start pushing. If you're against the wall, the back of your head and your shoulders might be feeling some pressure right now because your hands are pushing your legs down, but your shoulders are also pushing your back behind you. That is normal. So just chill out, relax, and keep going. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. My hips are feeling real tight today. Can't seem to get them down. 21, 20, 19, 18. For you guys at home, remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. On the exhale, see if you can open up your legs, push them down a little bit deeper. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew, that is our stretch. Let your hands go first. If you're pushing real hard, your wrists are probably a little bit tired. You can give them a nice, gentle shake. And from here, I want you to sort of flap the wings of your butterfly in this butterfly stretch. All right. If your legs are feeling a little stuck, a little bit weird, you can shake them with your hands and be like, hey, wake up, we got stuff to do. Other side, hey, wake up, we got stuff to do. And hopefully, that'll give them a little bit more mobility. All right. Once you've done that, we're ready to move on into our third stretch. It's called the standing pancake. Come on back up into standing, and we'll take a look at the standing pancake. I'm going to pull this yoga mat a little further out. For the standing pancake, I want you to open up your legs nice and wide. All right. And I want you to fold forward at the hips, like so. Right now, your hips should not be hurting. If your hips are hurting, you can try to bring your feet back in a little bit. and hang out here for a little bit. Breathe. Try to relax. Imagine you're just trying to touch your toes. This is our starting position for the standing pancake. The goal of the pancake is to fold your upper body down in between your legs while your legs are wide. Like this, kind of. Oh, except when you get really good, it looks more like whoosh, and you just fold it flat. It's crazy. It requires an insane amount of flexibility. So we're going to do the version where gravity helps you the most. And that generally means we're trying to get our upper body to horizontal. That is when gravity's impact will help you feel that stretch, that pull, that fold here in the hips the most. To make gravity work even harder for you, you can extend your arms so that your biceps are by your ears. You can hold something in your hands if you want to make it really hard, and that should help let you fold a little bit further. Make sure to breathe. Make sure to inhale and exhale and go, and get rid of some of that tension. All right? That is basically everything you need to get started in your standing pancake. I am going to use the yoga mat for my grip because the carpet here is a little slippery, and that means I'm going to face you guys while we do the pancake. Open up those legs a little wider if you can. Keep on folding forward. Bring the belly button down to the ground. Open up a little wider if you can. And fold, 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 fold. Bring the belly button down. 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 Once you're as deep as you're going to get for now, we're starting. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Focus on that belly button. Focus on bringing it down. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Oh. Push up out of that stretch. Breathe. And then slowly try to bring your legs together. What I usually recommend is you focus on one leg at a time. Bring the heels and the toes in, heels and the toes in, heels and the toes in, heels and the toes in. Other side, heels and toes and heels and toes and heels and toes and heels and toes until you're basically back together, but you're in like this crunched over old man position. Push off your knees, come on back into standing. Oh, and that is our standing pancake. It's a really hard stretch because you get to stretch out these muscles here, the adductors, and at the same time, your hamstrings. Those are two very, very painful muscles to get a lot of stretching, and we did both at the same time. That is why the standing pancake is a pain in the butt, quite literally. All right, we're going to move on into our fourth stretch. We got the option between the pigeon and the figure four stretch. If you have a little less hip mobility, I generally recommend you experiment with the figure four so you can see what angles feel a little bit better or feel a little bit worse. But today I'm going to demonstrate the pigeon because I am visiting a friend and his house has lots of cats and I'm slightly allergic. So if I spend too much time with like my neck on the floor, my neck will get itchy and that will be not bueno. So I'm gonna do the pigeon so that my pants and my shirt can get dirty and I can just change. Cool? All right. For the pigeon and the figure four, the basic setup is the same. We're taking this leg, we're crossing it over our body, making this thing that kind of looks like the number four. We're gonna lift that ankle up towards our chest. We're gonna bring the belly button down towards that ankle. From the side, it's gonna look a little bit like this. All right. We're gonna feel a stretch right here on the side of this hip. This is a glute muscle, and that's the main thing that we're stretching. Okay, so let's come on down from that position where we're like this to the ground. Boom, and here we are. This leg on the side, it can do whatever you want it to do. All right. If you don't want to do anything with it at all, you can just leave it hanging on the side. We're going to try and focus this middle line down our body. We're going to try and bring it forward and match the midpoint between the knee and the ankle. All right. So somewhere right around here. We're going to get into position. We're going to fold. Keep the hips low. Fold the chest down. and breathe. That is how we're going to do the pigeon. We have some other options for my more experienced pigeon people. If you watch some yoga videos, you've done some yoga, and you're like, I need some help bringing this leg back behind me. Let's talk about that. When this leg is across your body, and you want this other leg that we were ignoring before to go behind you, you tend to have to rotate the leg so that the quad muscles, the knees, are pointing straight down into the ground. When you have a little bit less flexibility here, you're going to feel a lot of pressure in your knee. All right. And that is not going to be very comfortable. So, one of the things that we can do right off the bat is instead of trying to stand up so straight and putting a lot of pressure here into the muscles, forcing us to be flexible, we can just relax. We can chill, fold forward as much as you can. And that will take the tension off that hip. And you'll be able to more easily get your leg back behind you. But that might not work for everybody. So what else can you do to make it easier to bring that leg behind you? You can elevate the front leg, all right? So that same thing we were doing, if you stick your leg up on top of something, extend the leg back behind you, and you continue doing that pigeon where the middle line is coming down to the middle point between your knee and your ankle. You can continue doing the pigeon, but this back leg is extending. You're getting a little bit of a stretch, but it's not too crazy, all right? Obviously, you don't have to do it as high as this thing. You can go a little bit lower, you can go lower than that, you can go lower than that. I think I have a yoga block right here that I've acquired, and boom. This elevates your hip just a little bit, maybe 6, 8 inches, and gives your leg a little bit more room to hang out behind you. All right. Now that we have covered all those different ways of making the pigeon a little bit more useful for you, let's get into it and let's get some time in this stretch. All right. Leg is across, chest is down. We're folding the chest down after the hips are already low, so we're not sticking the head down and then having the hips come up. Extend the leg back behind you, and 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep on breathing. Breathing is the most important part. On your exhale, I want you to release all the air in your lungs. I want you to turn to jello. I want you to flop into the floor. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon. There are a couple of quick things we can add if you want to make it harder at any time. You can push your foot towards your face when you're down here. That'll increase the intensity on that hamstring stretch, and like a centimeter will make a huge difference. So if you're ready for something crazier, feel free to do that. We're gonna switch over to the other leg. All right. Bring that leg across. Same thing. Middle line, midpoint. Bringing our chest down to that leg. All right. Get the hips low first. Then fold forward. Bring the leg back behind you. Sit into it. Breathe. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. If it's too intense, you can always put a hand down to give yourself a little support, make it a little easier on yourself. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Remember, we're trying to exhale and release all the tension in our body. We're trying to sink a little bit deeper into the ground. 15, 14. Oh, hi, dog. 13, 12, 11. Nope, not the face. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. Whew. Oh, man. That is 4 of our 5 stretches. I don't know what this dog is doing. He's rubbing his head in the carpet. Lola. It's a she, actually. I said his head. We're gonna get into our fifth and final stretch. We're doing some side splits. If you've never done side splits before, then I should have probably told you at some point that we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. All right, we do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern time to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and to make the stretching that we do every day a little bit less awful, a little bit more fun. So if you like those things, hip mobility, side split stretching, consistency, keep coming back. We're live every day at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, we started 46 minutes ago, and that's the same time we start every single day. So mark your calendar, set a schedule, hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. All right, time to wrap up with the side splits. We do 3 rounds of 30 seconds of side splits. All right. And what I want you to do is care about your safety first. All right. So let's talk about safety. I want you to stand in front of a wall first and foremost. All right. And I want you to take one step in front of that wall. For most people, that'll be about 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall. The reason why this is important is because we're going to get into something that looks like this. Our hands are going to be on the ground. We're going to be shifting our weight around. We're going to try to be getting deeper into a side split. And at some point, it is very likely your butt will come back. And you'll be like, oh, look, I can get deeper into the stretch if I stick my butt back a little further. And then as you try to do that, you'll realize, oh no, I've gone too far. And then you're going to swim. You're going to be like, no, no. And then you're going to fall backwards. Oh. If the wall is behind you, it's not that big a deal. Your butt is going to rest against the wall, and then you can just do a little hip thrust, whee, and you'll be back into your side split, and you can keep going. All right. But if you don't have the wall behind you, and you're doing the same thing, you're going, and then you fall all the way backwards. That would be bad. And that could hurt. And that could just be totally unnecessary if you just stood in front of the wall 8 to 12 inches. All right. So go ahead, stand right in front of the wall if you can, and we're gonna get ready and get into some side splits. If you've never done one before, don't worry. I'm gonna break it down into lots of little steps, and each step along the way, if you feel like it's too much, it's too intense, you can stop at any time. All right. You don't have to go deeper. When I go deeper, you don't have to continue if you don't want to. But if I tell you something that you should be doing, try your best to do it because probably that's for your form. All right. When we start going down and getting deep into the stretch, you can you can stop whenever. Cool. All right. Let's do this. I want you to start by opening up your legs nice and wide. All right. Hold on. I want you to start by standing 8 to 12 inches in front of your wall. That should be a footstep in front for most people. And then I want you to open up your legs nice and wide. From here, if you are feeling a pinching pain in your hips, you've gone too far. Stop, bring your legs back together, and we're ready to fold. Focus on bringing this belly button down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold some more. Boom. This is our starting position. From here, I want you to put your hands down on the ground for support. If you can't reach or you don't want to, feel free to elevate your hands. I got a yoga block. I've used a stool, used a coffee table, used a chair. Feel free to use whatever you need to elevate your hands and help you stay stable. I just recommend that it's sturdy so that it won't collapse under you. All right. From here, we're going to get a little bit deeper. When you fold forward, it should be a little bit more comfortable, get a little bit wider. So take advantage of that right now because we're about to do something where it will stop being very easy to get deeper. All right. Next step, and most important step in this whole entire show, we're going to rotate this leg. Right now, the knee is kind of pointing forward, the feet are flat on the ground, the toes are kind of pointing forward, right? What we want to do is rotate that whole leg back 90 degrees so that the knee, instead of pointing forward, points up. The toes, instead of pointing forward, points up, and the heel is down. And it looks like this. Boom. Knee up, toes up, heels down. And we got to do it on both sides. So, knees up, toes up, heels down. The reason why I told you to widen your stance before is once you have your heels down, it's harder to widen the stance. But if you widen your stance first and then rotate, your heels will be nice and low. From here, we're in a side split. We rotated the thigh bone so it doesn't smash into the hip bone. And all that's left is to stretch out the muscles. All right, the hard stuff. So, congratulations if this is your first time. And if it's not your first time, let's start wiggling. Let's start getting deeper. Again, you can stop anytime. You don't have to keep pushing. All right. We're gonna do a little wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right, wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right, wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right. See if you can get a little bit deeper. I am in a situation where this yoga mat is now too grippy and my legs will not slide out. So I'm going to slide this out of the way. And get back into position. As you get deeper into that stretch, I want you to walk your hands back towards your hips. It's going to help you stand up a little bit straighter, and your butt is going to come to rest on the wall. That is what we want. From here, I want you to relax your toes. I want you to relax your feet, your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes, your low back. I want you to breathe. Inhale, exhale, sigh out all that air. Again, inhale, exhale, sigh out all of that air, and get as deep into your stretch as you can. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Keep on adding little wiggles here and there if you can get a little bit deeper. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep breathing. Don't stop trying your best to relax. 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. That's our whole entire stretch. Let's walk our hands forward. Once you walk your hands forward, try to bring your legs in underneath you. And that is stretch number 1. Feel free to grunt and groan and make as many sound effects as you need to. If this is painful, it hurts in a stretchy good way, not in a painful I broke something kind of way. That's normal. Don't be breaking stuff. The stretchy painful is good. The breaking stuff painful, that's bad. All right. From here, we got 2 more rounds of side splits. In between each of these rounds, we're going to shake out our bodies. We're going to get loose because all we just did is put a whole bunch of tension into the muscles, and now they don't want to move. All right. So what I want you to do right now is slowly get back into standing. Again, grunt, groan. Make as many sound effects as you need to, and waddle around like a drunk penguin for a little bit. And let's get ready to shake out our limbs. What I want you to do is focus on shaking out your ankles. All right. You don't have to start very aggressively. You can start very gentle. I just want you to slowly shake out that ankle. I'm lifting the ankle high to get above the comments, not because you have to lift your ankle high. You can keep it nice and low. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. We want the ankle to be flopping, relaxing, shaking, just going wherever it pleases. The reason for this is we want relaxation in all of the muscles above it. You can flex your foot, you can point your toe, you can do all these circles and things. All these muscles here are controlling that. We want them to be relaxed. We want them to be floppy. So I want you to shake out that ankle. If it's going crazy, doing crazy things, those muscles have to also be able to relax. All right? Switch to the other leg. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Take your time with it. I'm going fast. That does not mean you have to go fast. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And that should feel a little bit better. Next, we're going to move on into our hips and into our thighs. I want you to stand, put all of your weight into one leg, big toe with the other leg down on the ground. Now I want you to rotate your knee in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Notice the rest of the body is not moving. It's just this thigh bone in your hip socket. In, out, in, out, in, out. Now we're going to turn this into a Jane Fonda style aerobics show where it's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As you get more control, as you get more speed and power in that movement, I want you to lean a little bit more into that standing leg, put even less weight into the toe, straighten out that leg, and start rotating a little bit faster. Okay, back and forth. At some point, you will get comfortable enough and you'll be so relaxed that your thighs will just start shaking and going crazy, going all over the place. That's what we want. All right. You don't have to get here today. You don't have to get here anytime soon. But this is something that you should be able to do when you're able to relax your leg and you have enough control over those muscles in your hips. All right. Whew, that is almost everything. Got to match this side and we'll be done. Foot down, big toe down, rotate the knee out, in, out, in, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And from here, again, all your weight is in this leg. Big toe is just down, rotating that leg in and out and in and out and in and out as fast as you can, changing direction so fast your legs can't keep up and your leg is turning into jello, it's flopping all over the place. You don't have to do it today if you're struggling with the basics. All right. If you need to stick with the basics, stick with the basics. You can make these harder too, faster, stronger, tighter. Ugh. Cool. All right, let's go. We're gonna do side split number 2. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. For most people, that's 1 footstep in front. Open up those legs. If your hips hurt, bring your legs back in just a little bit. Focus on the belly button. Bring it down. Put your hands down if you can for support. If you don't want to, feel free to use a yoga block, a stool, a chair, a coffee table. All right. From here, we're going to try and get a little bit deeper into that stretch. And then we're going to externally rotate the legs so that the knee, instead of pointing forward towards you guys, is going to point up. That looks like this. Boom. Knees up, toes up, heels down. We're going to do that on both sides. And now we are in a side split position. Okay? Again, that's knees up, toes up, heels down. From here, you have options. If you want to stay here in this position, or even walk your hands forward a little bit, you can feel a more intense stretch here in the inner thighs. If you walk your hands back and rest your butt against the wall, you're going to feel more of a stretch in your hamstrings, all right, underneath your leg. You need a combination of both for the side splits, so you can pick which one you want to work on. And I'm going to choose the inner thighs, the adductors, by walking my hands forward. Once you're in position, do another little wiggle from side to side, see if you can get a little bit deeper. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Keep breathing. Try your best to relax. As easy as that is to do, of course. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our second side split stretch. Walk your hands forward. Crawl, pull your legs in. That is side split number 2. I'm going to solve this quick puzzle for TikTok real quick. Give me a second. Boom. I am not a robot. And oh, the cat. Yes. Uh, there's other people in the house that are ignoring the cat because they're trying to prepare for bed, and the cat wants cuddles. It's a very needy cat. Let's say the more people there are, the more cats is excited. So yeah, that's crazy that you can hear that because I can kind of hear it through the earbuds because they're like the silicone tipped kind. I was like, what are you talking about? What cats? What's happening? Okay, we're gonna shake out our legs. Now we're getting to side number 3. Let's go. Come on, back into standing. And shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And as you get more experienced with the shakes, with the flops, you don't need that many seconds to get your legs relaxed. You're training your brain every single day, every single time that you're doing this to relax on command whenever you start flopping your legs around. All right. Over time, you'll get better and better and better at this, and it'll be faster and faster and faster. Let's go. Hips. All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down, rotating the out, in, out, in, out. All of the movement is coming from this thigh bone where it connects to your hips. Nothing else is, not nothing else needs to move. If you want to turn to dance moves and you want to go, I don't know what I'm doing. Just some arm waves to go for it. But other than that, continue. From here, we're gonna do the other side. All your weight on one leg, big toes down, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Whew. Hopefully, with just the basics, your hips are a little bit looser, you're feeling a little bit better, and you're ready to move on. If you want to take this up to the next level, again, all your weight is on one leg, big toe is down, shake out that leg super fast, shake it hard, and thank leg. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And whew, that is our second shaky, shaky, relaxy, relaxy thing. Let's get into side split number 3. All right, stand 8 to 12 inches in front of your wall. And let's begin. Open up those legs. If they hurt, stop. Bring them back in a little bit. If you're otherwise ready, fold at the belly button. Bring it down to the ground. Put your hands down. If you can't reach, feel free to use your hands on a yoga block, a stool, coffee table, chair. All right. Once you're here, try and get a little bit deeper into that stretch because it's going to get only harder from here. Next, we're rotating this leg backwards 90 degrees. So right now, your knee should be kind of pointing forward-ish, maybe forward in an angle up into the sky. Your toes are flat on the ground. What we want is to rotate the leg back 90 degrees so that, boom, your knees are pointing up, your toes are pointing up, and your heels are down. And we got to do that on both sides. Boom. Once you have done that on both sides, you are in a side split. All right, this is our third and final round. Go as deep, as hard as you want. You don't have to push yourself. If today's not a 100% day, you don't have to give it 100%. Consistency is not about getting 100% every day. It's about showing up and giving what you can. All right? Because if you only give 100% and you only give it every day, or I mean, you do give it every day, at some point, you're going to not like doing this very much. And you're going to burn out and it's going to be bad. We don't want that. We want you to stay consistent. So give what you can and nothing more. All right, let's go. Do another little wiggle. Get a little bit deeper and sit back. Rest your butt on the wall. 30 seconds is about to begin. One last time. Relax your feet, relax your toes, relax your calves, relax your hamstrings, relax your glutes, relax your low back. Breathe. Sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. One more. Inhale. And let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's it. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in. Oh, that is our third and final side split. It's time to do some shaky, shaky, relaxy, relaxy, and we will wrap up real soon. Come on. Oh, come on back into standing. Grunt. Make as many drunk penguin floppy looking moves as you need to. And let's go. All your weight is on one leg. We're shaking out that ankle. Shake, 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 shake. Shake some more. Shake again. Other leg. Shake, 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 shake. Shake some more. Shake again. And if that's not enough, you can shake a little bit more. Next. All your weight is on one leg. Big toe is down. Rotate in, out, 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 in, out. And other side. All your weight is on one leg. Big toe is down. In, out, 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 in, out. Oh, and of course, we don't need to do the super shake anymore if you don't want to, but we should definitely take the opportunity to add in a little bit of stanky leg, right? Just put that hip mobility to work. What we're doing is basically just a graceful version of that thing that we were doing. We're doing the in and out and in and out, right? Now we're just doing in, pull that leg in, out, push that leg out, right? And just making it look a little smoother. Add it in, make it fun, learn some new skills, make it graceful, and that is our life. We're going to do a couple of quick joint checks just to make sure everything is working good, and then we will be ready to wrap up with some Q&A. All right, let's go. We're gonna do some really slow hip circles or hula hooping, exaggerated hula hooping, if you want to see it that way. And oh, take your time. Oh, go the other way. Change it up. If anything feels stiff, feels tight, feels weird, feel free to spend a little bit extra time. The left side of my hip and the right side of my hip usually feel a little bit tight after side splits. So, oh, yeah. Next, we're going to do a quick high knee. If your knees come up, you're fine, you can move on. Next, we're going to bring our feet together. We're underneath our hips. We're going to pop into a squat. And from the side, I want it to look a little bit like this. In that squat, I want you to try to bring your chest down, almost leaning forward a little bit. I want you to push your knees forward as far past your toes as you can get. If you can't get it past your toes, it's fine. Just aim in that direction. All right. You should be feeling like you're about to tip over. Your toes should be working, gripping the floor. And when your toes are working real hard, the arch of your foot should also be working a little bit harder. When your knees are forward, you should be feeling a stretch here in your Achilles tendon, and you should be able to notice that your calves are working pretty hard. And your quads are probably telling you this is hard. All right. From here, we're going to do a couple quick calf raises, and we're going to wrap up. Put your hands down if you want. Don't put them down if you're feeling strong. And come up into some calf raises. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do as many as you want. You can stop at any time. And oh, what we just did was force our toes to work really hard with the arch of our foot, stretch out the Achilles tendon, stretch out the calves, make the quads work, fold at the hips, put pressure in the knee, ankle, and feet. So if you were able to do most of that pretty well, chances are your joints, your muscles are doing pretty good. And that is how we know you're ready to go do whatever else you got to do today. All right. Thank you so much for everybody for coming in, practicing consistency, working on the side splits, trying to build up some extra hip mobility. I appreciate you guys. And we're done. There's still 160 of you online over here on TikTok and 6 over on YouTube. So thank you for being here. Oh, look, perfect timing. The battery on this just died. And I don't need it anymore because I get to stand right here. Oh, I went maybe a tad bit fast today because my friend's back, and that's the new dog that you've met. And they are very tired from the trip, so they're trying to go to bed soon. So try and skim down the live. Ah, but if you liked it at this speed and you thought that was good, I'm gonna try and keep it that way for the rest of time because I would prefer if the live was just a little bit shorter too. I think I got a couple of quick asks, and then I'm gonna look through the chat. If you've never been here before, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. Keep coming back. We practice live side splits every single day. All right. Adam85673 on YouTube says, "It's good you went fast. I wanted a general sense of your routine." That is the same routine we do every single day. And if you ever forget, over on YouTube, which is the platform you're on right now, under my videos, so the regular YouTube videos, not these shorts or lives, there is a collection of videos I've posted. One of them is called like hip mobility and side splits follow along. That is like a 30-minute version of the show with a little bit of explanation, but not much waiting and trying to get deeper into the stretch. We just do 30 seconds and we move on. And then there's another version that's a little bit older. It's probably like 6 months old at this point, where there's no talking. We just do the stretch. We do it for 30 seconds. There's no like trying to get deeper. There's no like explaining things. There's no joking around. It's just boom, 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 boom. So there's also a version of the show. Excuse me. It's like 15-ish minutes. So if you really need a fast version of the show because you're just trying to crank out your stuff today, YouTube is where you can go find that. Otherwise, if you prefer to have somebody keeping you accountable, not really. I can't really keep you accountable. I'm just a face on the internet, right? I'm not harassing you to keep you like doing stuff. But if you need somebody who is doing live with you, and that will help you keep yourself accountable, I'm here every day at 9 p.m. Adam asks on YouTube, how long does it take to see noticeable progress? Um, if you're an absolute beginner, you might see progress in a couple of days. A lot of that is because your brain hasn't really understood how stretching works yet. And if you're stretching new muscles for the first time, like meaningfully, your brain is going to be adjusting. So there is like an early adjustment period that goes real fast and that will feel pretty nice. Soon after that, when the brain part chills out and it's like, oh, okay, you're just stretching, and it's muscles actually lengthening or you learning how to relax those muscles, um, that progress tends to slow down. But the last couple months of lives have been recorded. So if you want, you can just double back into that live sessions playlist over on YouTube and see how my progress has progressed over time. I think there's 7 or 8 months worth of videos over on YouTube, so you can decide if that feels good enough for you. This life is not the fastest way to get your side splits. Um, if you can stay consistent, there are definitely much faster, more intense programs, more intense ways to spend an hour. If your problem isn't that you can't do the, I mean, if your problem is that you can't stay consistent, then this is the show for you. All right, we show up every day at 9 p.m. to practice consistency. So um, if that makes sense, if you realize that under other best plans that you've seen or Googled over the years, you can't follow it for very long before you bail and abandon. And you're like, maybe my problem should be to focus on consistency first rather than the best possible plan that hurts for like 3 days afterwards. This is the live for you. All right. Adam says, yeah, I've been doing some stretches before, noticing the new flexibility as you mentioned. Yes. When you're doing something new for the first time, the first couple of times that you do it, because it's new to you, your body doesn't even know how to react to it. And when you figure it out, that is going to feel like new flexibility. Okay, Keji says, do you have suggestions for harder side split plans? I want to be in my side split by August. Um, Linda says, yes, me too. Okay, I do not yet. But I also would like to be in my side splits very soon. So I think I'm going to pick up the intensity and figure out some other version of this show that uh, we're going to be doing soon. So if you decide to start working on a harder plan like tomorrow, let me know. Send me whatever thing you're working on, and I would love to figure out how to make our show have like a higher intensity version. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to program the NID so that we get all the basic stuff that we cover regularly in, and also there's some harder stuff. It might mean that Monday, Wednesday, Friday we have the more chill show, and then Tuesday, Thursday we have a more intense show. And that seems relatively feasible. And then maybe we'll switch. So every other week it'll be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. We'll do the intense show, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday we'll do the less intense show. So it's a perfect like 5 days of the week. It's easier. 5 days of the week it's harder. Cool. Um, that's the plan. Part of the reason why this is the plan is because I have definitely stalled out in my progress, and I've known that I've stalled out for a while because I probably need some higher intensity stretches to get into deeper positions. And what has worked so far is generally diminishing in its impact. Some of the stretches are still really good. Like the hamstring stretch still feels crazy intense, but I think there is a strengthening component that I should probably be doing to make the movements feel smoother and feel better. Anyways, that's neither here or there. I'm going to be working on that soon. So if you're looking at content and you're looking to have a cool plan, I'm going to be slowly working on building one out and trying to figure out how to incorporate it into our regular schedule. Feel free to shoot me some DMs and we can look at that. All right. D sends a whole bunch of hearts. Thank you, D. I'm going to scroll up real quick over on TikTok. There's still 150 of you. So if you got questions, feel free to throw them into the chat. I'm gonna scroll as high as I can and then start scrolling back down and see the comments in order. Usually when there's a conversation going, I reverse it. It doesn't make any sense and I feel really dumb. So I'm gonna just start from the top. Slowita says that felt nice. Awesome. Good. Most of the stretches should feel good until the last little bit. When you're trying to push it a little bit further, that's not going to feel that great. But up until that point, it should feel good, especially if you've been doing the live for a while. Getting into that relaxing, chilling, breathing should feel good. And then, when you try to push it even further, then it's not going to feel good. G says, first time getting off the floor and using my couch. I don't know why I waited way deeper, tougher stretch. First time getting off the floor and using my couch. I don't know why I waited deeper, tougher stretch. Uh, Dan does yoga asks, how long have I been doing this sequence and how did I pick this sequence? The warm up, how did I pick the warm up? I can't remember. The core five stretches: the hamstring stretch, the butterfly stretch, the pancake, the pigeon, and the side splits themselves are five stretches that all together work most of the main muscles that the side splits requires flexibility in. And they do it in slightly different ways at slightly different times. Some do one, some do two, some do all three. And movement by David. What's his real name? I can't remember, but there's a really big YouTube, Instagram account called Movement by David, and a year and change ago, last November, he was running a middle splits campaign to build like out his Instagram subscriber list or something, and around that time, he posted a video which was basically saying, "What is the minimum that you can do scientifically um, that will result in progress in your stretches?" And basically, it turned out that if you focus on stretching each of the main muscles for about 5 minutes total a week, you can see results. And so this show originally started because my goal was to do enough to make progress and not so much that it feels like a huge life suck, right? Splits on the side is a wordplay thing where we're doing side splits, right? But it's also splits on the side. It's not my main thing. It's not my full time job. I'm not trying to invest my whole entire life into the side splits, right? And for most people, that probably is how fitness should be for you. Um, so the way I chose these exercises, I'm going on tangent, is he basically said if you do these five stretches, they should cover pretty much everything. And if you do them something like 3 times a week at 30 seconds, you do enough stretching that covers multiple muscles groups that it adds up to 5 minutes per muscle group. When we do the show live every single day, and when we sit in the hamstring stretch and we push a little bit harder and we push a little bit harder and we push a little bit harder, we're going way beyond that 5 minute minimum. So this show is no longer an absolute minimum show. It is a little bit more than that. I've been doing some version of this show probably for like 500 days. Yeah, a year and a half is coming up. So, hope that answers your question. Okay, back to TikTok. Cat G says, first time getting off the floor using my couch. I don't know why I waited way deeper, tougher stretch. Yes, there is so many moments in time where you accidentally do that stuff to yourself. You're like, wait, why didn't I start this sooner? This is so much better, or this is like way easier, or this is way cooler, or whatever it is. Um, you know, you're always going to ask yourself that. So unless you go set some time aside to go do like the crazy, weird, unique thing instead of going, no, 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 it's okay. This is enough for me, right? Because a lot of people do. This is totally normal. It's just normal behavior. Change is hard. Wanting to change is not. I mean, wanting to change is probably normal. Not changing is also normal. Kenji says, "Ooh, a little cutie for the kitties." Or maybe no, actually, I think Lola was over here visiting. She's that doggo. Um, all right, I'm scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down, checking out what is left in this chat. And Dami sends a thumbs up. Che says yoga block. Ooh, yes. Um, I found them in the other room, and I was like, oh man, I've had this in the house the whole time. Haven't used them. Foolish. Slowlita is enjoying the kitty, and now that the her cat heard the cat here on this side of live meowing, she was like, hey, this is my human, and won't leave Slowlita alone. Ah, the cat wants attention so bad. Everybody could hear the cat. That is so cute. Yes, the cat has the cutest meows. And R&R nurse says your allergies are better this go around. Yes, because there are other people in the house, the cats don't love me nearly as much, right? The owners of said cats are here, and so the cats are spending time with them. So because it's not just coming up and rubbing up on me all day, I'm I'm a little bit better. My allergies aren't so bad. It's just certain parts of my face react pretty hard. My neck reacts a little bit harder if I like pet a cat and then I scratch my face. Um, if a cat's like claws punch through like that first layer of skin, it'll swell. So I don't know if you can see this, but I got lots of little scratches on my arm because the cat was playing around. There's no way you can see this. Ah, yes, yes you can, kind of. There's like a little red line. When I first encounter that little nail mark, I got a little double right here, super tiny, and the camera can't zoom. It's okay, whatever. Um, that part of my hand starts swelling. It looks like a giant mosquito bite, and um, one of the cats really likes to stick her claws out just for fun, like not even as a sign of aggression, just likes to go wee. So when I learned that, that was not fun for my arm, and I had a lot of scratches to show for it. Anyways, cute cat, voice wise, I'm not sure if I enjoy the claws. Cat G says, "We did it! Let's go!" All right, I think we are basically through the chat. Everybody's so excited, celebrating how badass they are. Congratulations, everybody. We crushed those side splits and we're done. And we did it in record time, too. So lots and lots of things to celebrate. All right. I think I'm pretty much down to the bottom of the chat. Shimmer Shine says, I'd love to join next time. The live is every single day at 9 p.m. So keep on coming, keep on chilling, and we will be here working on our flexibility. All right? 9 p.m. Eastern, which means we started an hour 23 minutes ago. I hope that helps. And Dami and D sending lots of good vibes. Awesome. Slowita says that was a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. And hold on, I'm gonna scroll one last little bit. Kaji says, thank you, Ken. I'll see what I can find regarding upping intensity and we'll DM by Wednesday. Hey, no worries. You don't have to treat it like homework, but I appreciate that you're so excited about it. Kaji was talking about pigeon on the couch versus pigeon on the floor. Absolutely. All right. That is everything over on TikTok. Thank you again, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your stats splits with me. I appreciate you, and I hope you hit follow, and I hope you hit subscribe because that would be really helpful to me. What else? I make other content. All right, the side splits pretty much exist only here in the live. The rest of the content that I make tends to be some version of like a 2 minute workout trying to promote a little tiny bit of fitness to integrate it into your life so you treat fitness and movement as something that you just do, not as something you set aside time for and keep separate from your entire rest of your life. Hopefully, to make certain things like flexibility, mobility a little bit easier to make it more a part of your identity rather than this thing that you have to do because it's supposed to keep you healthy or whatnot. And hopefully you have a little bit of fun with it. All right. So if you are making coffee every morning, you got 2 minutes. That's perfect 2 minutes to get a little tiny bit of exercise, a little bit of mobility. You're waiting for something in the microwave. That's 2 minutes. You got perfect for moving around, warming up your joints, getting that blood pumping, and hopefully helping you feel better in your normal life. All right, please go ahead and check out that content. If you hit follow, if you hit subscribe, and you just scroll through your social media, your regular doom scrolling stuff, you'll find it. And that will be good. All right, there's some other stuff that I make One of them is YouTube calisthenics skill tutorials. I am currently recording something for the crow pose right now, and I have already made something for the frog stand and the elbow lever. If you have any interest at all in calisthenic skills, feel free to check out those videos. Give me a little feedback. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Come back into the live if you have questions tomorrow, the day after, whenever you want. Ask me questions about the moves, and I will do my best to break things down and make it easier for you. And at the same time, when you ask me questions, I'll know what I didn't explain well enough in the video, and I'll be learning how to teach better. So I would love it if you checked out those videos. The YouTube account is at splits on the side, at as in the at symbol, like your email at splits on the side. So it's the exact same on TikTok as it is on YouTube. If you want a quick preview of some of those videos, we can do a little bit of that right now. The frog stand looks a little bit like this. We're gonna point our knees out to the side. We're gonna stick our elbows into what I call the knee bows. Basically, it is where your knee kind of is, but just a little bit inside. And it should be nice and squishy, not painful at all. From here, once you stuck your elbows into your knee bones, point your fingers up, open up your hands, bring them down, and just lean forward. If you lean too hard, you'll get into a headstand, and that's fine. If you lean not enough, you'll fall back on your feet. But if you get somewhere in the middle, you kind of get into this, the frog stand. All right. The sibling to the frog stand is the crow pose. It's a little bit more difficult, and there's a couple of things that make it a little bit more painful. One of them is instead of using the soft fleshy part inside your knee area, you're resting your knees sort of on your triceps, on your muscles. And because your knee is all bony and stuff, that can be a little bit painful, it can be a little bit uncomfortable. So I recommend you kind of find the firmest part of your tricep right next to the elbow. I want you to find the flat spot on your knee. You got a couple of lumpy, pointy parts. Find the flat spot, find a comfortable position. You'll feel free to try to apply a little bit of pressure to see if it feels okay. And then get into a similar position. For this version, instead of having your legs wide open, we're bringing everything tight and contained. So try to stick your elbows next to your chest, next to your ribs, and then extend your arms in front of you. Then bring your legs in to match that position. All right, elbows on the knees. Point the hands so that the index fingers are pointing up. Spread those fingers, and we're going to do the same from here. Put the hands down and lean really far forward. We want the knee to the hip to form a straight line with the wrist to the elbow, and it's going to help you to sort of stack the bones so that you don't have to hold up as much weight. You don't have to use as many muscles to hold that position. It becomes more about balance than pure strength. But that's kind of scary because you're like really steep in that angle. So you can use a cushion to practice. And those are two moves. The crow pose video isn't out yet. I was just making it. So what is the third move? Elbow lever. The elbow lever is the coolest move because it's really impressive to people who don't know how to do them. And it looks a little bit like a plank, but you're balancing that plank on your elbows. It looks a little bit like this. And plank. You can slowly lift yourself up. You can come down. You can do some dance moves. You can swim. And the elbow lever, again, is basically just a really intense plank. You keep your core really strong and tight so you can stab your elbows in there. And you're balancing on your hands and elbows. Those are what I think are like the quintessential three first calisthenics style moves. And if you're interested in learning them, again, I got tutorials up on YouTube. And they're my first couple of tutorials trying to be thorough about things. And I feel like I've definitely missed a couple of topics, but because I haven't had to think too much about doing these in a couple of years, I'm not confident I did a great job explaining them. And I feel like I've missed out and left out some uh, important steps, perhaps. So if you get time, check out those videos. And if you need to, come back into the chat tomorrow after the live, and we will talk about those moves. All right. Again, YouTube at splits on the side is the regular style videos on YouTube, where they're TV sized, not phone sized. And I'll see you guys soon. Whew. All right. There's still 140 people over on TikTok. I got nothing left else to say, but if you guys still have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Otherwise, I am going to wrap up for tonight. D says, cool. Awesome. All right. Beverly sends the gift. Hi says, bye. Good night. D says, see you tomorrow. And this is a good sign. We're ready to wrap up. I've talked a lot. I'm out of breath. Okay. Oh, we're doing really good on time. It's only 90 minutes deep. This might be the fastest time we've wrapped, and I had a whole bunch of talking and demonstration after, too. Sweet. It's working. I'll go faster next time as well. Or I'll try my best not to be lazy and talk fast. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Closing out. Goodbye. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. 9 p.m. Eastern. That was an hour and a half ago. That's their start time. Okay.